Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris and this is Restoration Rescue. So last week we came in and we put the engine where it belongs. Now this week we're going to try and start wiring it up. Well, we have all the loom and the wiring harness where it's supposed to go, or at least we think it's supposed to go. We have a lot of pictures. We have a lot of things to do. We're going to try and put some sensors on. We're going to try and get a lot of this things wrapped up. So we have a lot of things to get tied into. Sensors. I might need to order more sensors that need to go on the truck. So we are working on getting this thing started. I think by the end of this month, which is like 2 or 3 weeks, or sorry, mid of next month, by the time we have C10 Dominion Rally, where we're going to be taking the old 63 out, that I should have this thing almost ready to run, if not running already. So we do have a lot of things to do, a lot of parts to find that should be along the wall or in the bed of the truck, and a lot of things just to fill up and get going. But what we're going to do now is we are going to get into the wiring. So we're going to kind of show you where we're at. We're going to kind of show you what we need to do, what we need to wire, and how everything needs to go in the truck. So let's go ahead and start jumping in on the engine. All right, so as you can kind of see, it is a little bit of a wiring nightmare in here with everything going on. So we have some things that are going to get put in, and that's hopefully today. We are hoping that I can find some of the bolts for here. We have all this wiring mess and got to figure out where all these plugs go, where they are plugging into, and what they need to go to. Right? We have parts and wires that go all over the place in this engine and engine bay. So I have wires that go all over the place. We have the big whole loom here that goes in. I know that we've already plugged in the AC here. We have the other AC port here. I know this is part of the EGR that we said no and got rid of because there's a spot that goes here, so that won't get plugged in. That's not going to hurt anything. Obviously, we have our accelerator cable. That'll get bolted in back here along with the carbureted style parts. We have parts that just go everywhere. So that's what we need to figure out, where they go, and start wiring everything up and just getting everything where they need to be. So that's going to be a big undertaking, as like I said, my pictures weren't the greatest last time. I thought they were pretty good, but we have a Chilton's manual, we have a Haynes manual. So we are going to be able to go through and try and find out where everything goes, where everything sits. Now, lucky for me, I work at a GM dealership, so I was also able to get the ability to look at some of the old school renderings of wiring harness, which didn't help much, but we've got some pictures. Also, I've been scouring the internet looking at other trucks that are 454s and how they're wired. So a lot of places are definitely going to help, but we are going to start trying to line up all the wiring. So let's go ahead, jump in, and start trying to find out where everything plugs in. So we got a lot of work done today on the truck. Now we have most of the truck wired up on top. So we have pretty much what we need. The loom, we just need to wrap up with some tape. We have 2 sensors that need to be hooked up, but I don't have the sensors, so that's kind of something wrong. We need to fix the EGR and figure out what we're going to do to block that off and do that. Now, pretty much everything on top is wired. I need to put in my oil cooler, which we are going to go back with the old original factory oil cooler, which are missing the lines on this. So I do need to get the lines off, or these open, and order the lines so that we can put that back in. We did have a hose break, the PCV hose. We'll get that replaced, and pretty much this engine is now ready for oil once that is put on and an oil filter. So everything else is set up for oil. We are ready to go there. Everything is pretty much wired like it's supposed to. So we just have a little bit more work to do. We need to cover the wiring and get that all set up, but we're getting very close to putting the front fascia back on this truck and making it look like a truck again. So that's going to be cool. I'm really excited for that. I think next week we are going to start putting the front end back together, radiator, everything, start filling this thing up with fluids and getting close to doing its first start. But that is going to be a wrap for this week's video. We'll see you guys next Saturday. We'll continue working on the truck. So we'll see you then.